So I want to talk about Lana Wachowski for several reasons. But the one that is the biggest to me, and it's more that right now she's kind of my personal hero. Very quickly rising to the top of the list because her coming out to me uh, was a shock. I kind of I had no idea, and like as soon as I saw it, like the news break or whatever, because I don't know. I was right. I'm up on like all the transosphere news and stuff like that. Like I hear about things very quickly, and news spreads quickly in our community because it's kind of small. Uh, but I was uber excited. I was busting, and I actually had like some like film buff friends of mine that were like, "Oh, I've known about this for years." And I was like, "What?" I was like, "She just came out. How have you known about this for years?" And well, I did my homework and research. I'm like, oh, okay. There was these really transphobic, really slanderous expose articles on like that the Rolling Stone did, and I don't know, a few other like whatever did uh articles talking about how like she was being like forced feminized in like the BDSM world um by some mistress, Buck Angel's wife of all people. Like, wow, it's weird and cool at the same time, especially like if she really did come from that world and like that was her method of coming out, and then she goes on now to be a public figure. That to me, like that gives people like me like I really love that because like that's part of where I came from too, and like I don't really like telling people that because it seems to delegitimize like my experience and my narrative or whatever. Like because I kind of like discovered things through sex that like it, given our modern society, it's like people see that as not legitimate then. And I still like with her, and to me, like this is going to be a really good, and already is like barometer and test case of like just how far have we come as a society? How are all these like dude bros that like saw the Matrix and like loved all the Wachowski shit up till now handling this, and you could see it's not well. Most of them still misgender Lana because it's she's always going to be a guy in their mind. And that shows I mean, to me, that's like perfect. It shows how much internalized cultural transphobia we have and homophobia. But this is transphobia. This is really specifically transphobia. Um, I thought it was great that, and especially like the fact that she's not some lukewarm, you know, go along to get along, whatever, like Chaz Bono or fucking some shit like that. Like this is someone that she gave a speech and she within the last week, and it kind of blew up on the internet. I'll put a link here. Now normally I hate HRC. I hate him, and it should be no surprise. Or if you know anything, even the slightest bit about trans issues, like HRC sucks for trans rights and all that crap and supporting it. Like that. They're like, oh yeah, okay, like after the fact supporting shit. Anyway, I could go on and on about it, but I won't here because it's been well documented. Anyway, they gave HRC gave Lana some a visibility award, which it's like I'm like, for what? Because all she did was come out and then like give like one or two interviews maybe, and they were mostly to promote her film, and which by the way is a great movie. I saw it last night. Fucking go see it. Um, so like, but no, but I think that what they were acknowledging is the fact that someone's so public is doing something so I don't even know the word like controversial, but it like and that's just it. Her coming out is showing that why is this controversial? Why is this significant? Like to me, like it shows that like her coming out shows that, and it shows like just how much emphasis we as a society put on like essentialism and gender and things like that. Like it, the ripple effects of this are interesting to watch, and the fact that like in that speech, she said things that you never hear from anything HRC ever does, and I'm sure that when she said those things, there were many gay men in that audience squirming in their chairs, like especially all that stuff about like not believing in binary gender and binary gender being bullshit and like and exploring sexuality and a lot of her struggles, which for us, for sisters, it's we understand it. Like, I mean, we all went through similar things, but like none of us have had to, have had like the risk or like the potential to have our shit blown up so that every person in the world knows what we're doing. I mean, yeah, we had like the risk of being discovered by like whether it was a wife or family or friends or whatever, but like I don't know, this is pretty significant, and it's pretty significant to most of the other trans women that I talk to. Um, After like there was like this initial flurry of posting about the speech like last week, it's still like still see trans women talking about it and reposting about her, and it's wonderful to me. Like I'm right on it. Like I know this is like within my community, this is kind of a bandwagon thing, but I don't care this time. I'm right on the bandwagon. I'm usually not, if you know me and my like views and stuff, but this time I'm right with them. And she's great. I love her to death, and I really hope that she doesn't go back to being kind of reclusive and private. I mean, I can't blame her if she does. I can't blame her one bit. It's fucking difficult. It's difficult to be constantly misgendered. It's difficult to face people like that. Like, you can see in her speech, like her kind of trepidation and nervousness about being so public about it. I don't blame her. Like, being especially being a woman and then being a trans woman on top of that. Everyone in society feels that they have a right to judge you, especially like appearance wise. Like they have the right to critique this and that. Like people do it to me all the time. Like and then casually too. Like, oh, you should wear more eyeliner. Like what? I'm sitting over my friend's house in like sweats and t-shirt. Like I'm not dressed up to go anywhere. Would you say that to a cis girl? Like no, you wouldn't. We're critiqued a whole lot more, and so I can't blame her. And I mean, especially her being in the position she's in, and like the kind of culture and spotlight that's on her, especially like the kind of tabloid type spotlight or whatever. Um, I don't blame her for being private, but it would, if she starts doing advocacy and things like that, I mean, that would just be great. Like, even if it's just something minor, like, she doesn't even need to do that much to make a huge, huge impact. And that's what's great about this, I think. Um, so I really hope to hear more from her. But if not, I guess I won't be upset, but I'll be a little disappointed. But I'll be, I don't know. Right now, I'm one of her biggest fans, I think.